I'm joined by veteran Anthony Johnson, who will tell us about his experience participating in Honor Flight Initiative. Anthony, welcome and thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Fred.
How did you find out about Honor Flight?
I found out about Honor Flight through a friend of mine, Paula Edwards. She's a retired Army colonel and heavily involved with a lot of organizations here in Orlando.
And did you serve in the military yourself?
Yes, I served 8 years in the Army and then 13 years in the Navy.
And what was your final rank?
First class petty officer, Navy.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
And why did you want to become a guardian for Honor Flight?
It's funny because I didn't even know what it was until Paula told me about the Honor Flight organization. And after hearing about it, I was like, yeah, I think that's something I would like to try. And after I did my first Honor Flight, I was hooked. Loved the organization, loved the veterans, loved seeing the look on their faces and what it actually meant and means to them when they do the flight itself. It was just mind-blowing. And I tell everyone about it now. And I just try to get the word out about it, and I try to get on as many as I can.
And you know, it's just amazing the impact that it actually has on that particular veteran.
Definitely.
You know, no two Honor Flights are the same. I've been on 4, and each veteran is different. I actually had the opportunity to be a guardian for a stenographer for Tuskegee Airmen.
Oh.
Miss Callie Odom Gentry. Yeah.
Wow.
And how many Honor Flights have you been on?
I've done 4.
And can you explain one particular one that was special to you? I know they all have their own special meaning to you, but
Yes.
Is there one that stood out?
The one that stood out has got to be the one I did with my dad. He's a Vietnam War veteran himself. And like most Vietnam War veterans, when you guys came back, there was no big parades and big honors that get given to you guys. And so growing up with my dad, he never really talked about his time in Vietnam. And so when I told him about the Honor Flight, he was kind of hesitant at first. And the more I talked to him about it, he was like, all right, well, I'll do it. And best thing ever. He absolutely loved it, changed his whole perspective on the homecoming itself. Teared up. I mean, it was just nothing he expected. And it just showed, he just came back a different person. And I was so honored and happy to actually being able to do it with him. And that meant everything to both of us.
Yeah, I can imagine. Just serving during Vietnam myself. I feel a lot of what you're saying right now in that particular aspect, but I'm sure it relieved him of a lot. Which particular monument or memorial has the most impact on you, or you enjoyed the most?
I would have to say the Vietnam War, the wall. And I think that hits harder to me because of my dad, because he's a Vietnam War veteran, and just seeing the emotion on his face as we strolled down that walkway. He couldn't find his buddy on the wall, unfortunately, but it just brought closure to him, just being there, and again, it just meant the world to me to actually be able to witness all this for him.
Has it changed any of the dynamics of his demeanor since going on that flight than prior? Have you seen any change in him?
Oh, most definitely, definitely.
Could you explain that to me?
A lot happier, a lot more outgoing. He talks more about, he jokes around a lot more than he did previously. And I think one of the biggest impact is that he actually went back and told a bunch of his buddies about Honor Flight as well. And they're now trying to get on one and signed up to do it so that they can have that same experience. My dad was really not an outgoing, personal person growing up, but I don't know, it was like after the flight, this whole bubbly personality just kind of came out of him after that.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of wounds.
I believe so.
That were lifted.
Yeah.
In that particular aspect, and he just got a lot of that off of him. In that particular aspect. Has your family noticed a difference in him?
My sisters, I think they did see it when we came back. When we were, it's funny because we were on a video call together.
Oh, okay.
And they were looking at him, and they're looking at me like, man, Dad, you just seem different. And it's like, he's like, and then he started talking about the honor flight and everything that we did. And it just, I don't know, it's like we all just looked at each other and like, man, it's like, he's changed, he's different. He's just a lot happier now. So I think it did alleviate a lot of the pressures that he was carrying with him, a lot of the burdens.
I want you to share your experience with me of when you see the changing of the guard at the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, and just the veteran audience, and just the looks on their faces when they see the changing of the guard. What type of impact did that have on you?
For me, it was very emotional. Just looking at the looks on their faces, and you can just see the raw emotion just come out in them as well. When I look at them, I see the people, the buddies that they lost, the ones that didn't come back, and that they're representing not just for themselves but for them as well. The tears coming down as they see the changing of the guard, and I don't know, it's just impactful. I just kind of stayed really focused on my dad and the look on his face, and it just went from like this stern look into this whole look of like just relief. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that was probably one of the most powerful moments, just spending time with my dad up there as well.
Yeah, one of my observations of that is after the changing of the guard, and they move away from that area to go towards another area. It seems like they're more joyful and lighthearted about things. And I have a hospice background, and I dealt with veterans, and I have special training. And when you see them in that type of a situation, that's what we call a soul injury, because they never got a chance to say goodbye, and to that particular person. So for them to have that opportunity to do that while they're still alive, everybody has their own way of expressing it there. That's why I asked you about that, because it was so monumental. Also, was there any particular memorial? You've done 4 flights.
Right.
What were the different campaigns that the different veterans that you were a guardian for? Were any World War II, Korea, that you've ever?
Korean War, the Korean War vet.
Okay.
That guy, oh my God. The crazy thing is, like, he was just so bubbly. You know what I'm saying? Great guy to be around. He was actually my first fight. And when we got to his campaign and he saw the Korean War, I got all choked up, because it's like, it is like incredible. And again, it's one of those situations where a lot of his buddies didn't make it back, but he did. And you could see the emotion, the raw emotion just come out in him as we, went through the memorial. And we both started crying, and that right there being my first, I think that's what solidified my role as a guardian with Honor Flight. It's like, oh yeah, I want to do more of these. Yeah,
I've talked to a couple of the Rangers there, and they were saying in certain mornings, like when it's foggy, when you see those figures in there, it's just so surreal.
Yes.
And what I'd like to also ask you is, how has your experience with your father and relationship with your father, how has it changed since you were a guardian for him on an honor flight? Was there any change? Can you tell me the experience between you and him that you had personally with him? Yes,
and again, growing up, my dad was a real private person. He didn't really talk a lot, very stern, strict, and a lot of times we didn't understand why he would get into these emotional fits. There was no such thing as PTSD back then, so we didn't know. But as far as after the flight goes, I don't know, it's like everything just opened up, and we became really, really close. I mean, really, really close. I mean, we started talking more. He would call me more. I would call him more. He lives in Lakeland, so Lake Wells, I'm sorry. But we still didn't see each other as much. But after the flight, we started like going back and forth so much more and spending so much more time together. And it was just a joy. It was like being around a different person. And so I know that the flight actually worked.
Yeah. Well, Anthony, I really appreciate your service to our nation.
Thank you.
And thank you for letting me interview you today.
Thanks, Fred.
I really
Pleasure
appreciate
being
it.
here.
The Honor Flight is truly a meaningful initiative that gives veterans a chance to reconnect with their past, remember their fallen comrades, and stand before a powerful reminder of sacrifice, courage, and the values they fought to protect. There you have it. Honor Flight Central Florida is truly playing its part in honoring our veterans, giving our heroes the opportunity to visit the memorial sites and reconnect with the past. If you'd like more information on anything we discussed today's episode, go to ocfl.net/veterans. That's where you'll be able to find the links and contact information you need. I hope you join us again for Operation Outreach, as we will continue to highlight the many programs and services available to military veterans right here in Central Florida. Until then, I'm Fred Robinson. Take care and thank you for watching.